Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Thursday, November 15th, 2018. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here is a look at the daily time frame of the ES. One thing I want to talk about here this morning in the pre-market video is obviously we've pulled back. Everyone's looking at this inverted type of pattern, right? 3-point reversal. It's also happening back at 2700. Again, we're not finding strong lows here, but we're finding serviceable lows, and that's what we need to find here. Because one thing I want you to focus on is this day right here. That's November 8th. That's the FOMC level right there, and it's 2808 quarter. That's the FOMC level, and the day that it was developed, it went offered modestly. So here's the day it went offered. The next day, price pushes back to the level, defends it from below, and we've been down ever since. That's a classic move based off the FOMC. It will continue downward until it finds rejection. Whenever it finds rejection, it will come right back to that level. High probability trade right there. And so that's what I'm looking for here. Can we find a low? Maybe it's not today, maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it flushes down even more, maybe it gets 2650, who knows? But if it can find a serviceable low, I think we have a high probability shot to get back to 2808s. That could be a great opportunity right there in terms of a short-term swing. And then if we are now ready to break out of this cluster of range, then we could see much more movement out, afterward. But right now, watch for signs of rejection. That could take us back to 2808s. If we take a look now at the NQ, very similar price action. Again, no strong low. Continues to appear weak. The FOMC key level is right there. It's 7168.20s, and price basically sold off away from it modestly the first day, came back, hit it perfectly from below, and we've been down ever since. A big time move. Now, can we find a strong low down here? Will we have to reject this low? If so, so be it. That could be a big time return back up. Whatever the case is, but we haven't found that low, and then when we do, it could be a great swing trade back to 71.68. Eventually, that type of behavior there could lead to some sort of continuation down the road, or perhaps maybe we sell off some more. But right now, we're in development phase, and the idea is to fade the edges back toward prior peaks. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Here's a look at crude. We've had a major sell-off. Boom. One of the biggest sell-offs I've seen in years. Most aggressive sell-off from nearly 77s down to 55s. We hit our 55 LVN. It's a major market structure level. The fact that it stopped the bleeding there is very important. And now, based off of that impulse high and this impulse low, perhaps we get a bounce back toward the midpoint of that range, which would be 66s. Now, that's also where everything kind of fell off the map. This was a normal big pullback, and then when 66s went offered, that's when everything went really bearish. So again, that's a good level to retrade to. We also have the 65s here, which is the previous month's close and low, and those could be a very good snapback reaction. The FOMC key level from November is going to be 60.98. Again, that could be a good near-term target. So a lot to like in this area. We don't have a classically strong low here, but we do have an what I would call an extreme reversal straight out of chapter 2 from my book Secrets of a Pivot Boss. Those have a high potential to reverse back up toward the origination point of its sell-off. Again, we'll continue to watch this, but this looks promising for the first time, because if you can't hold 55s, the next major level down is 49, and that is CVPOC. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin got the big flush that we've been talking about. Mentioned before that this one, ever since the futures came online last December, this one has been unable to find any meaningful strength. It has been lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high, and has not broken that pattern. And then it was sitting on major support, 6K. And that created a triangle or a wedge type pattern that is a descending nature, and those descending patterns tend to break to the downside. And so that's very important here. And that is exactly what happened. That's what I was warning before, that if this one, it's go time. If this one cannot prove it and finally break above some prior pivot high, then a flush will come. That flush will shake out the weak hands, and this could ultimately be the best thing for a bullish path forward. And so right now, what we want to do is look to see when that rejection occurs, when does it find that strong low. And in this case, I've been touting the 4,400 level. 4,400 is a key level from the key range above, and that's the next major key level below 4,400. I think we could drop another 900 to 1,000 points back down, and then that could be a great bounce, 4,400 back toward about 6,600. That could be a huge move back up just in and of itself. So right now, watching for signs of strength, but again, have a key level much lower, so there could be more weakness to come. So the flush is in effect. We'll see how much of it we get, and at that point, we could have a nice snapback reversal down the road. All right, that is it for now. Let's see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room.